Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Son of Mowgef. It's Wednesday. I'm playing Thrive once again. We're back with the Iron Man organism, as I've dubbed it. We did actually get this organism to thrive last week, but I kind of want to continue with it for a little while just to see how things go, because it's been actually quite rough in terms of survival, not having access to that photosynthesis and the benefits that come along with it has been pretty rough, actually. It's been a good challenge, but yeah, it has not been easy, especially for a div like me that keeps doing all the wrong things. I did implement quite a few changes that were suggested to me in the comments section last week, and that's vastly improved things. Like, this thing can actually, like, live now. That's always nice. I think part of the problem is, it's a twofold problem, really, that the organism as I originally planned it had. One is that the sun is a really abundant source of energy. It's really very good as, an energy source, to keep organisms alive. It works really, really well. Especially at these small, like, microscopic levels, apparently. And the other issue was that the organism that I was using was a hard-shelled organism, which can't engulf, which means I can't do things like this. See that? See that? That was a lot of resources right there. Look at that. Those bars are almost completely full now. I've got glucose, I've got a little bit of hydrogen sulfide, I've got some iron. There's a lot going on here all of a sudden, where the hard-shelled version of this couldn't engulf, and which meant, destroying the other organisms meant you couldn't consume them for resources. The only resources I had available were the hydrogen sulfide, which doesn't seem to work all that good. It's probable that I'm doing it wrong, because it's me and I'm always doing it wrong. But it does seem like the hydrogen sulfide is remarkably inefficient when it comes to producing glucose. I know that the same organelle that... I did a dumb. Hang on. Let me just do this evolution. I was so busy focusing on what I was saying that I forgot what I was doing. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. These organelles that turn the hydrogen sulfide into glucose also turn glucose into ATP. So it's a bit difficult to balance it all out, because you're getting glucose, and then instead of using the glucose for movement, it's being turned into ATP, and the ATP does keep you alive, but the hydrogen sulfide doesn't seem particularly, how could I put it, concentrated? So that it kind of turns into a problem really, really quickly, and I learnt that the hard way. Let's have a look to see what we're going to do here. Vacuole is just basically a storage unit. It's a shelf. That turns ATP into ammonia. That's not a good idea, considering this turns hydrogen sulfide into glucose, which is what? I've already got these, don't I? Yeah, I've got two here. It makes me wonder, because I've just noticed here, look, it says turns hydrogen, let me use words properly, turns hydrogen sulfide into glucose, where this turns hydrogen sulfide into glucose and glucose into ATP. Could I not maybe remove these ones and just have these making glucose? Would that make things better or worse? I think it might be time for a little experiment here. If I right-click these, I can delete them. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do that just as, again, as an experiment, a learning experience for myself. Like, if I remove all of those, so the only thing I've got utilizing hydrogen sulfide are these things now. I've only got 40 bloody mutation points available. After doing that. It does make me wonder if that will help me, you know, build up more glucose. Let's find out. I'm going to click confirm here and just see how that goes. There are people in my comment section screaming about the dumb thing that I just did. Here I am, not even knowing why it's dumb. Oh, hang on. Something's... Oh, I'm out of bloody iron. That's bad for me in so many ways. Yep. I'm going to have a bit of a death here, I think. Oh, the other me died at exactly the same time. Rough. Rough, dude. Right, let's grab some iron here. Wow, this place is good. Look at all these... Look at this big cloud of stuff I can eat. That's awesome. Oh, it's getting a bit frame ratey for some reason. Let's go... Oh, my glucose is actually going up now. There is hydrogen sulfide in this cloud of goodies that I'm consuming for myself. Did I do it good? I'm not convinced that I have, but there is also glucose here, so it may be a combination of factors that's made that happen. I do like the fact we've got some glucose stored up. That hasn't been a common occurrence. Now, I can just swim around here and gobble up the majority of the glucose and some of this hydrogen sulfide. There's more down there. I'm kind of interested to see what happens when I swim across this little expanse that's here to get it. Like, will that help with the glucose production? Which helps with the movement, which helps me to not die. It is, yeah. I'm actually... It's not much, but I am getting some hydrogen sulfide. I am getting some glucose produced. That's kind of nice. Oh, the ATP is suffering a little bit, though. Let's come up here and grab some more of this. There's tons of this stuff still. I respawned in a really good place, apparently. I'm not going to complain. If the game didn't constantly take pity on me, I would very, very often find myself in bad positions. And I do anyway, because, you know, it's me. I don't really pay attention to things. Let's see how things are going here. My glucose is going up very, very, very slowly. This organism is quite large now. I dare say it takes quite a significant amount of energy to get it moving. The combination of glucose and... Oh god, there's everything here. There's glucose and hydrogen sulfide and ammonia and phosphate and all sorts of goodies. I always like these areas. I can go off on my waffly, ranty, nonsense talks, and I don't have to actually pay attention. Good. Nice and chill. I like it when the game's like this. When I actually have to, you know, pay attention and play it properly and stuff like that. Like, how dare it make me think. This game does make me think as well. I hate it. I don't hate it. It's actually a really good game. Been having a lot of fun with it. I have been considering taking a bit of a break from Thrive for a while. I do feel like I'm just repeating the same, like, content for the sake of playing Thrive. It is one of the more popular videos on my channel, which is a good reason to keep playing it. Plus I enjoy it, which is also, you know, a good reason to keep playing it. I do wonder, however, if it's not a good time to be taking a break until there's more content, you know, until there's something new to do. More organelles and more maybe stages of development and that kind of thing. But I don't know what really I would play in its place. This is, again, a problem I've had with Colony Survival as well. I've wrapped up the current series of Colony Survival. That was just yesterday that I did that. And it's like, alright, so I've gone through the majority of the content. You know, anyone following the series will have seen the overwhelmingly vast amount of content the game has to offer in its current state. But what am I going to play in its place? I do keep, somewhat strangely in my mind, keep getting requests to play a game called World Box. I don't think it's an evolution sim like this one, or like Species, or, you know, Ecosystem or anything like that. I think it's like a civilization simulator type thing. I don't know if anyone watching this would be alright with me doing content on that instead of this in future, you know, future Wednesdays to come. I had never heard of it until people started to suggest it, mostly in my live streams. But I've had other requests to play it. I've had like a half dozen people like request that I play it. World Box, never even heard of it. I have checked it out. It is going to be releasing on Steam, I think, in a month or two. I forget the exact date. So I could wait until then and just play something else in the meantime, start a new series on that. But I dare say in that time, this will get an update. So I'm not really sure. In these cases, I find it better just to ask people what they want. Especially on my evolutionary sim videos, the fan base, my subscriber base, are quite vocal. They're very good at, you know, commenting and that kind of thing. So let me know what you think. Do you want to see some World Box gameplay, or do you want to see something else? I could just play like not a throwaway game, but a completely different game until this gets a significant update and then come back to it. I'm definitely going to come back to it, that's for sure. I've had too much fun in this game to not come back to it. I'll be doing myself a great disservice by not continuing on, you know? But, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. Between this week and next week, I need to make a decision. It's the same decision I'm making. Oh my god, did you see all that reproduction that went on there? I might just murder these guys. Yeah, let's say the decision I need to make with the Wednesday content is the same I need to make with the Tuesday content. Having finished up Colony Survival and having finished up Thrive in the same week is a little bit weird, since they're among my most popular video series. But that's not to say it isn't possible that, you know, the next thing that I decide to play won't be as popular, if not more popular. Which is, you know, again, one of the reasons why I'm asking people to let me know what they would like to see on the channel. I can't promise to actually play it, but I mean, there's no reason why I couldn't. Oh god, there we go. I was just about to get dead there. I need to concentrate back on the actual game that I'm playing rather than talking about other games. Let's go ahead and do an evolution here. I've got this big gap in the middle of my my organism now. I kind of like it. I'm not sure why, I just do. Let's have a look here. What don't I have? I don't have mitochondrion. Turns glucose into ATP. I have had some minor ATP issues. I could fill in these gaps here with a couple of them. I didn't mean to do the first one. I just clicked in the gap and it placed it. I do this in every game. Like, I'll see a button and I'll click it, thinking that it'll hold the information up on the screen, and I'll have to click it a second time to commit, and it just does it, and I'm like, this is entirely my fault. I never learn. Alright, so I guess I'm doing this then. I could use the back button, but I was probably going to add a couple of these anyway. Let's see. That should help with the ATP, as long as I can keep the glucose up, and I'm not entirely convinced that I can. Look at it gobble through the iron resources as well. That bar in the bottom left, it just plummets for as long as I care to keep moving. Oh my god, look at all these body parts. Alright, I'm going to consume the remains of my friend here. Oh yes, look at all those yummy resources. Yes, please. And there just so happens to be a bunch of iron right here. I got enough resources from eating one of my own species to do another evolution here. That's quite interesting to me. Look at all those little ones up there. I kind of feel like I should do something about it. Many of them are dying, but there's so many body parts up there. I feel like this is a little unbalanced in the way the game operates. Like, one organism will eat the body parts of another, multiply in a vast number, and then some of those will not be able to survive. So they'll die, which gives more organisms more organs to feed on. I feel like it's... Look, they're producing more mass than they're consuming at this point, and it gets kind of ridiculous. Like, the components from one organism is apparently enough to make, what, 5 or 10 other organisms? I'm trying to spike these guys to death. The only way I can stop these guys from, like, crowding over the entire map is to kill them and consume their resources before they do. Otherwise, I'm just going to get outpopulated. I don't know if there's a precedent for this kind of behavior, like, in the real world. I've got plenty of people that know a lot about biology in my comment section, and again, I'm very thankful for how vocal they are. I've actually been learning things from my commenters. I'm really happy with how that works. But look at this. Like, it's almost exponential growth. And maybe there is a precedent for it, where the energy from consuming one organism can produce, like, enough mass for 5 other organisms or more. But look, you can see they're just, like, filling up the map. It's like a snowball effect, I guess. The more of them die, the more of them there are. And then those ones die, which produce more, which it just, like, runs away with itself. I am going to use this evolution here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, really. I could maybe... I want to get some Oxytoxy, but that uses the ATP, and my ATP is not great. I mean, it looks great there, but the collection of the resources to keep it like this is quite bad. I'm tempted, I should say, to get another flagella, just so I can move around a little bit better. I might just do that one and leave it there. It's a small change. Oh, look, the other me will be able to do what they're doing now. Maybe eat all the little ones and consume their parts. And produce more me's. Eventually, everyone will be me. You watch, like, this one. If I just let it consume... Oh, it didn't. It died. Just to prove me wrong. I think that one was making an example of me. I just realised I'm at the point where I can do another evolution again. I'm not going to, not right now, but yeah, you can see these other me's are starting to do what these little guys were doing. But they're also dying. With all these organs about to consume, I don't know why they're dying. They just kind of are. Let me zoom in a bit, because it's getting a little bit rough. The frame rate is not the best. You know what? I'm not even going to consume these. I'm just going to push through and hope my guys can get them before the other guys. Ah, see, look, you can't have them. That's food for my guys. You can stay away. Ah, I barely even noticed these extra ones that are down here. Look, when I zoom in, you can see how bad the frame rate is starting to get. All the stuff on the screen. I can't seem to get that guy. There we go. Oh, it's my spike isn't actually hurting it. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it is a little bit. Like, the spikes always were a little... I keep calling them spikes. They're, pilum. I'm just going to call them spikes. They are spikes, but I know that's not, like, the official term for them, but they always were a little bit wonky. Like, you can't stab something and have it lose health. You have to, like, wiggle it about. You have to do, like, this kind of thing. I've pushed it into this cloud of poison here. That's fine. There you go, guys. More food. I'm literally just feeding my brethren right now. Seems to be, you know, working fairly well. I can do some engulfing myself every now and again just to clear a path more than anything. Yeah, look, those guys have died. All of those guys died. There's a big square missing from this this cloud of resources. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I might just go around and find a bunch of other species for a little while and have them dead. I don't know why my guys up here are dying. Consume this, consume this, consume this. Like, why are you having such an issue living? I mean, I say that with great criticism in my voice, despite the fact that I've had issues surviving with this very organism. In this video as well, I might add. Huh, look at that. I'm actually gaining hydrogen sulfide here. That's cool. I'll just grab a bunch of that for a little bit. Just as like a backup. Look how quickly it goes down though, look. It plummets. But it does exchange this for this, and this is what keeps me alive, so I'm alright with it. I'm not seeing any of the other guys, actually. I kind of like the way the back of this looks. As it grows bigger, it like multiplies the parts and, you know, divides into another cell. So you get extra body parts. I kind of like the 6 flagella look. It's very in this season. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Completely lost the freaking plot. Yeah. Well, things have gone much better in this episode than they did in the last episode. And previous episodes, I did lots of dying. Which I'm sure is amusing to watch, especially when I don't realise that it was, you know, happening. I'll just be swimming along like I am now. My organism will go... and I'll act all shocked, because I'll actually be shocked. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm swimming around right now with no real goal or intention in mind. I'm just talking nonsense and swimming about, which is part of the fun of this game. I do like this part of it, strangely enough. It's somewhat addicting. But, yeah, anyway. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there for this episode of Thrive. Thrive, with 2 Fs. And let me know what you guys think in the comments section about another series that I can do on a Wednesday. As I mentioned, evolutionary simulators are very, very welcome as suggestions, or if you've got a particular favourite you would like me to try out, again, in the comments section. I don't know what people will want unless people tell me what they want. And that's a good way of doing it. And, you know, it's also very algorithm pleasing, I might add. Makes my videos just slightly more viewable to people that don't know I exist. And as a small channel, that's a hell of a lot of people, especially for the YouTube audience. So, what's the other thing I was going to mention? Oh yeah, if you're interested in seeing some World Box footage or coverage or whatever, again, if you're not sure what that is like me, go ahead and check it out. It takes like 2 seconds to Google it. It looks like an interesting game. If you want to see me play some of that, let me know. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done that. And I shall be back tomorrow with some Diablo 2 Resurrected. We finally got our Amazon through to Act 2. I've been doing some work between episodes as well. I've made some changes, and I did some leveling as well to try and, you know, get through that a little bit quicker than the previous pace would have dictated. So yeah, come back tomorrow. I'll see you for that, and nothing else. I'll just see you for that tomorrow.